Dr. Han Wu wiped the sweat from his forehead as he carefully brushed dirt away from the strange metal surface. The heat on planet Kepler 442b was unbearable, even inside the climate-controlled dig site. He had been working on this archaeological project for 3 months, and today felt different. Today, something important was waiting to be found. Dr. Han, you need to see this, called Dr. Kim Sol from across the excavation area. Her voice carried excitement that made Han Wu look up. From his work immediately, Kim Sol was the youngest member of their team, but she was brilliant with ancient languages. If she was excited about something, it was worth paying attention to. Han Wu walked over to where she was kneeling beside a large stone wall covered in strange symbols. "What have you found?" Han Wu asked, crouching down beside her. "These symbols," Kim Sol said, pointing at the carved markings. "They look familiar, but that should be impossible. This planet has never had contact with Earth." Han Wu studied the symbols more closely. His heart began to beat faster as he recognized some of the patterns. They did look familiar, but he could not understand why. "Commander Li Na should see this," Han Wu said. "Call her over." Commander Li Na was in charge of security for their small research station. She was a former military officer who kept everyone safe while they worked. She was tough and practical, but she also understood the importance of their scientific work. Li Na walked over quickly when Kim Sol called her. "What's the problem?" she asked. "No problem," Han Wu said. "But we found something strange. Kim Sol, show her the symbols." Kim Sol pointed to the wall. "These carvings look like they might be related to Korean writing, but very old Korean, mixed with other symbols I don't recognize." Li Na frowned. "That's impossible. No humans have ever been to this planet before us." "That's what makes it so strange," Han Wu said. "But look at this." He pointed to another section of the wall where the symbols were clearer. "Kim Sol is right. These do look like ancient Korean characters." The three of them worked together for the next several hours, carefully cleaning more of the wall. As they uncovered more symbols, the similarities to Earth languages became impossible to ignore. Not just Korean, but also what looked like ancient Chinese, and even some symbols that reminded Han Wu of old Egyptian hieroglyphs. "We need to go deeper," Han Wu said finally. "There's more under here. I can feel it." They used their excavation tools to dig carefully around the wall. Soon they discovered that the wall was actually the top of a much larger structure. As they dug down, they found steps leading into the ground. "This is a building," Li Na said. "A very old building." "We need lights and safety equipment," Han Wu said. "I want to explore what's down there, but we have to be careful." The next morning, they prepared to enter the underground structure. Li Na insisted on going first to check for dangers. She carried a powerful flashlight and a scanner that could detect harmful gases or unstable ground. "It's safe," she called back after a few minutes. "But you're not going to believe what's down here." Han Wu and Kim Sol followed her down the stone steps. The flashlight beams revealed a vast underground chamber with a ceiling so high they could not see the top. The walls were covered with more symbols and strange pictures. But what made them all stop and stare was the technology. Built into the walls were machines that looked almost human in design. Not exactly like modern human technology, but close enough to be recognizable. There were control panels with buttons and screens, although everything was dark and covered with dust. "This technology is not from any known alien species," Li Na said quietly. "It looks human." "But that's impossible," Kim Sol whispered. "Humans have only been traveling to other planets for a few hundred years. This place is obviously thousands of years old." Han Wu walked slowly around the chamber, examining everything carefully. In the center of the room was a large, circular platform with what looked like a star map carved into its surface. He cleaned away the dust and dirt with his hands. "Kim, Sol, Li Na, come here immediately," he called. They rushed over to see what he had found. The star map showed star systems and planets, but in the center of it all was a solar system that looked exactly like Earth's solar system. Earth was marked with a special symbol that seemed to indicate importance. "This map shows Earth at the center of some kind of empire," Han Wu said slowly. "But Earth has never had an empire that reached other star systems." Kim Sol studied the symbols around the map. "These writings talk about the first world and the home of the builders. It mentions Earth by name, but in the old Korean language." Li Na was using her scanner to examine the technology in the walls. "These machines are still functional," she said with surprise. "Whatever power source they use, it's still working after all this time." As they explored more of the chamber, they found smaller rooms connected to the main area. One room contained what looked like sleeping chambers or medical equipment. Another room had walls covered with pictures that showed humans and aliens working together. But the most shocking discovery was in the last room they explored. Kim Sol found a container built into the wall. Inside were small objects that looked like data storage devices, but also something else, something that made all three of them very quiet. "Is that what I think it is?" Li Na asked. Han Wu nodded slowly. "It looks like preserved biological samples, and they appear to be human." They spent the rest of the day carefully documenting everything they found. When they returned to their research station that evening, Han Wu immediately contacted Earth Command to report their discovery. The response came back quickly, but it was not what they expected. "All findings are now classified," the message said. "Continue excavation, but report only to designated secure channels. No public announcements, no contact with other research teams." "Why would they want to keep this secret?" Kim Sol asked. Li Na looked worried. "Because if this is real, it changes everything we think we know about human history, and about our place in the galaxy." That night, Han Wu could not sleep. He kept thinking about the star map and the impossible evidence they had found. Humans had been on this planet long before Earth's space program even existed. But how was that possible? The next morning, they would continue digging. They would find more evidence. And they would begin to uncover a truth that would shake the foundations of everything humanity believed about itself. But they did not know yet that their discovery had already been detected by others. Far across the galaxy, ancient sensors had awakened. Someone was watching. Someone who had been waiting for this day for a very long time. Someone who knew exactly what those ruins meant. 3 weeks after their first discovery, Dr. Han Wu's team made a find that changed everything. Deep in the underground complex, they found a room that hummed with active power. The walls glowed with a soft blue light, and in the center stood a large chamber made of clear material. Inside the chamber was a woman. She appeared to be sleeping, floating in some kind of clear liquid. Her clothes were strange but beautiful, made of materials that looked both ancient and advanced. Most shocking of all, she looked completely human. "How is this possible?" Kim Sol whispered, staring at the sleeping figure. "She looks like she could be from Korea, but this place is thousands of years old." Commander Li Na ran her scanner over the chamber. "The life signs are stable. She's alive, but in some kind of suspended animation." Dr. Han Wu studied the symbols around the chamber. With Kim Sol's help, he was beginning to understand more of the ancient writing. "According to these symbols, her name is Go Yun, and she's described as an empress." "An empress of what?" Li Na asked. Before anyone could answer, alarms began beeping on the chamber. The blue lights grew brighter, and the clear liquid began to drain away. "She's waking up," Han Wu said with amazement. They watched as the woman's eyes slowly opened. She looked around with confusion at first. Then her gaze focused on the three humans standing before her. She spoke in a language that sounded like very old Korean, but Kim Sol could understand most of it. She's asking where she is and how long she's been sleeping, Kim Sol translated. Han Wu stepped forward slowly. My name is Han Wu. You are on planet Kepler 442b. What is your name? The woman looked surprised that he spoke Korean. She answered, in the ancient language, then switched to speech that was easier to understand. I am Empress Go Yun of the First Galactic Empire, she said. I have been sleeping for... How long? Kim Sol's face went pale. She says she's been sleeping for 50,000 years. That's impossible, Li Na said. There was no galactic empire 50,000 years ago. Go Yun looked at them with sad eyes. Then it worked. They erased us from history just as they planned. Over the next few hours, Go Yun told them a story. That seemed impossible but explained everything they had found. Long ago, humans had built a great empire that spanned thousands of worlds. They had helped younger species develop technology and learn to live together peacefully. But some of those species had grown jealous of human success. Led by a group called the Zephyrians, they had formed a secret alliance. They had developed a weapon that could erase someone from time itself, making it as if they had never existed. They used this weapon on our empire, Go Yun explained. Most humans were simply removed from existence. Some of us were placed in these sleeping chambers, hidden from the weapon's effects. Earth was protected by hiding it in a dimensional fold. What about humans on Earth? Han Wu asked. We have history going back thousands of years. Time flowed differently inside the protection, Go Yun said. Your ancestors were refugees who slowly forgot their true history. But the memories are still there, deep in your genetic code. Meanwhile, far across the galaxy, Admiral Park Jin was having a very different conversation. As Earth's representative to the Galactic Council, he had noticed strange behavior from the other species recently. The Zephyrians are asking too many questions about human exploration, his aide Captain Yun Hai reported. They want to know about every new planet we visit. Captain Yun Hai was Admiral Park Jin's best pilot and also happened to be Dr. Han Wu's daughter. She had been exploring new star systems when she noticed Zephyrian ships following her. They're also asking about archaeological work, she continued. Specifically, they want to know if we found any ancient ruins. Admiral Park Jin frowned. Why would they care about old ruins? I don't know, but yesterday I found something. Strange on planet Ross 128b. There were ruins there too, and they looked similar to human architecture. At the same time, Dr. Lim Tae was working in his laboratory on Earth, studying some unusual energy readings his equipment had detected. As a quantum physicist, he understood that space and time could behave in unexpected ways. These readings don't make sense, he told his assistant. It's like there are hidden structures throughout the galaxy that are just now becoming visible. His equipment showed energy signatures from dozens of planets, all displaying the same pattern. Something was awakening across the galaxy, something that had been hidden for a very long time. Back on Kepler 442b, Go Yun was teaching them about the ancient technology they had found. These machines can communicate across vast distances instantly, she explained, activating one of the control panels. They can also detect when other sites like this one are awakening. The screen showed a map of the galaxy with dozens of points lighting up. Each light represents a hidden human site that is now becoming active again. Why now? Kim Sol asked. Why are they awakening after so long? Because enough humans are traveling through space again, Go Yun said. The protection that hid us was designed to weaken as humans spread through the galaxy. When enough humans were present, the sites would begin to wake up. Commander Li Na was studying the tactical information on the screens. If the Zephyrians erased the human empire once, won't they try to do it again? Yes, Go Yun said sadly. That is exactly what they will try to do, but this time we will be ready. She showed them weapons and ships hidden in underground chambers they had not yet discovered. The technology was far more advanced than anything humans currently used. but it was designed for human minds and hands. Your people must be warned, Go Yun said to Han Wu. The Zephyrians will strike soon. They know the sites are awakening. Han Wu immediately contacted his daughter through the secure communication system. Yun Hai, you need to be very careful. The aliens may be more dangerous than we thought. What do you mean? She asked. I can't explain everything over this channel, but trust no one except other humans. And if you find any more ancient ruins, explore them carefully. They may contain things that can help us. Captain Yun Hai was confused by her father's message, but she trusted him completely. She began to pay closer attention to the Zephyrian ships that seemed to follow her everywhere. Dr. Lim Tay's instruments detected a massive energy surge from the direction of Kepler 442b. Something big just activated out there, he reported to Earth Command. The energy signature is unlike anything we've seen before. Earth Command was becoming worried about the reports from multiple sources: ancient ruins, strange alien behavior, energy surges from unexplored space. Something was happening, but they did not understand what. Go Yun finished explaining the basics of their situation to Han Wu's team. The most important thing you must understand is this: your people are not newcomers to the galaxy. You are the children of the First Empire, returning to reclaim what was stolen from you. But we don't remember any of this, Kim Sol said. The memories are there, Go Yun assured her. They will return as more sites awaken and more humans learn the truth. Your species has gifts that have been sleeping, but they will wake up soon. As if to prove her point, Kim Sol suddenly found that she could read the ancient symbols on the walls much more easily than before. It was as if the knowledge was flowing into her mind from somewhere deep inside. Han Wu felt it too. Looking at the advanced technology around them, he began to understand how it worked, even though he had never seen anything like it before. The awakening has begun, Go Yun said with a smile. Now we must prepare for war. Empress Go Yun led them deeper into the underground complex, to chambers they had not yet explored. The walls here were covered with pictures and symbols that told the complete story of the First Galactic Empire. 50,000 years ago, humans discovered faster-than-light travel, Go Yun explained as they walked. We found many planets with young species just beginning to develop intelligence. Instead of conquering them, we helped them. The pictures showed humans working alongside various alien species, building cities and sharing technology. Kim Sol studied the images carefully and noticed something important. These aliens look exactly like the current galactic powers, she said. The Zephyrians, the Corallians, the Nexians. They're all here. Yes, Go Yun said with sadness in her voice. We raised them from primitive tribes to advanced civilizations. We gave them technology, taught them science, helped them reach the stars. For thousands of years, the galaxy was peaceful and prosperous. Commander Li Na examined the military scenes in the pictures. What went wrong? Fear and jealousy, Go Yun replied. Some species began to worry that humans would always be superior to them. They formed a secret alliance, planning to take everything humans had built. The pictures showed the conspiracy growing over centuries: secret meetings, hidden weapons, development, and finally the great betrayal. The alien alliance had pretended to remain loyal while preparing for war. They didn't just want to defeat us, Go Yun continued. They wanted to erase us completely from history. They developed a weapon that could remove someone from the timeline itself. Dr. Han Wu stopped in front of a particularly detailed picture. This shows Earth, but Earth looks different. Because Earth was the capital of the Empire, Go Yun said. Not a small backwater planet, but the center of galactic civilization. When we realized the betrayal was coming, we hid Earth in a dimensional fold to protect it. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, Agent Cho Min was having the most dangerous assignment of his career. As an Earth intelligence operative, he had been sent to infiltrate Zephyrian space and gather information about their activities. What he found terrified him. The Zephyrians had massive military installations hidden throughout their territory. But more importantly, they had been monitoring human expansion for decades, waiting for signs of something they called the awakening. "The ancient protocols are activating," he overheard a Zephyrian commander say. "The sleeping ones are waking up. We must act before they recover their full strength." Cho Min managed to access their database and discovered files that went back thousands of years. The Zephyrians had been preparing for this day for 50 millennia, building weapons specifically designed to fight humans. Back on Earth, Admiral Park Jin was dealing with a crisis of his own. Multiple alien fleets were positioning themselves near human colonies, claiming they were conducting routine security inspections. "It's not routine," Captain Yoon Hai reported from her ship. "I've been tracking their movements. They're surrounding our most important worlds." "What do they want?" Admiral Park Jin asked. "I think they're looking for something. Every inspection is focused on planets where we've done archaeological work." Dr. Lim Tae's research was beginning to make sense of the strange energy readings he had detected. "These signatures are coming from human genetic patterns," he told Earth Command. "Somehow, human DNA is activating dormant technology across the galaxy." "That's impossible," the Earth Command officer replied. "Human DNA can't activate alien technology." "What if it's not alien technology?" Dr. Lim Tae asked. "What if it's human technology that we forgot about?" Back in the ruins on Kepler 442b, Go Eun was showing them the most secret chamber of all. Here, preserved in perfect condition, were the records of the final days of the First Empire. "We knew the betrayal was coming," she explained. "Our intelligence network discovered the plot months before the attack. We had time to prepare." The records showed a desperate plan. Unable to prevent the attack, the human leadership had decided to save what they could. Thousands of humans were placed in hidden stasis chambers throughout the galaxy. Earth and its solar system were moved into a dimensional fold where time flowed differently. The weapon they used didn't just kill humans, Go Yoon said. It erased them from the timeline. Anyone who died from the weapon never existed at all. Their inventions, their buildings, their influence on other species, all of it disappeared. But some things survived, Kim Sol observed, studying the records. Yes, the things hidden in dimensional pockets like this base, and the humans on Earth, protected by the fold. Over thousands of years, you slowly rediscovered technology and began reaching for the stars again. Dr. Han Wu was studying the star maps with new understanding. The alien civilizations we know today, they built their cultures on the foundations of human achievement, didn't they? Exactly, Go Yoon confirmed. After they erased us, they took credit for everything we had taught them. Their art, their science, their philosophy, most of it originally came from human knowledge. Commander Li Na found this information both amazing and disturbing. So the current galactic powers are built on stolen human technology? Not just technology. Go, Yoon said. Stolen culture, stolen ideas, stolen dreams. They've been living our legacy for 50,000 years, claiming it as their own. The chamber's main screen activated, showing current galactic conditions. Go Yoon operated the controls with ease, accessing information from across known space. The awakening is accelerating, she said, pointing to the display. Every day, more human sites become active. Your people's genetic memory is beginning to return. Kim Sol felt this personally. Over the past few days, she had found herself understanding complex scientific concepts she had never studied. It was as if knowledge was flowing into her mind, from some hidden source. Is this happening to all humans? She asked. All humans carry the genetic patterns of the First Empire, Go Yoon explained. As the dimensional barriers weaken, those patterns are activating. Your people will soon remember skills and knowledge they never learned. The screen showed alarming news from Agent Cho Min's location. The Zephyrian fleet was mobilizing for war. They're not going to wait much longer, Go Yun said grimly. Once they detect enough awakening sites, they'll launch their attack. What can we do? Han Wu asked. We're just a small research team. You are much more than that, Go Yun replied. Dr. Han Wu, your family carries the genetic markers of the imperial line. You are descended from the last emperor of the First Empire. This revelation shocked everyone, especially Han Wu himself. That's impossible. I'm just an archaeologist. Look at how easily you understood the technology here, Go Yun pointed out. Look at how your daughter Yun Hai instinctively knows how to outmaneuver alien ships. Look at how Kim Sol can suddenly read our ancient language. The royal bloodline carries enhanced genetic patterns. Commander Li Na was practical as always. Royal bloodline or not, we're still outnumbered by entire alien civilizations. Not for long, Go Yun said with confidence. There are thousands of sites like this one throughout the galaxy. Each contains advanced technology and sleeping humans with irreplaceable knowledge. As they awaken, humanity will remember its true strength. She activated another system, and the screen showed the locations of human colonies and ships throughout known space. Your people have spread farther than you realize, she said, and many of them are beginning to experience the awakening. Soon, they will seek out the hidden sites and recover the technology stored there. The communication system activated, showing an urgent message from Earth Command. The alien inspections of human colonies were becoming more aggressive. Several human ships had been detained for archaeological contamination. They're running out of time, Go Yun observed. The longer they wait, the stronger humanity becomes. They will attack soon. Then we need to warn everyone, Han Wu said. Warning them is not enough, Go Yun replied. We need to awaken as many sites as possible before the attack comes. And we need to prepare your people for a war they don't remember fighting before. She looked at each of them seriously. The galaxy is about to remember that humans were here first. And the aliens who betrayed us are about to learn that some things cannot be erased forever. The chamber filled with the sound of alarms as sensors detected massive fleet movements throughout the galaxy. The war that had been postponed for 50,000 years was about to begin again. The first awakened site was discovered 3 days later by Captain Yun Hai. While evading a Zephyrian patrol near the planet Ross 128b, her ship's scanners detected the same energy signature her father had found on Kepler 442b. There's something underground here, she reported to her crew. Something big. Her landing team found ruins similar to those her father had discovered, but these contained something different. Instead of one stasis chamber, there were dozens, and they were all beginning to activate. The first person to emerge was a tall man who appeared to be in his 30s but spoke with the authority of someone much older. He introduced himself as Fleet Admiral Ryu Bin of the Imperial Navy. How long have we been sleeping? He asked, examining the modern humans with curiosity. 50,000 years, Captain Yun Hai replied, still amazed by what she was seeing. Admiral Ryu Bin's expression grew serious. Then the dimensional exile is ending. The Empire will rise again, but first we must survive the war that is coming. Within hours, he had awakened the other sleeping humans in the facility. They were engineers, scientists, and soldiers from the First Empire, each carrying knowledge that modern humanity had lost. Your technology is impressive for a recovering civilization, one of the ancient engineers told Yun Hai's team. But we can show you improvements that will make your ships 10 times more effective. Meanwhile, on Earth, Dr. Oh Young was studying the genetic changes happening in the human population. As a geneticist, she had noticed unusual patterns in DNA samples from humans who had been near the awakening sites. Their genetic code is activating, Dormant sequences, she explained to her research team. Humans are developing enhanced capabilities that were hidden in their DNA. The changes were remarkable. Humans who had been near awakening sites showed improved intelligence, faster reflexes, and resistance to diseases. Some even seemed to be aging more slowly. It's as if the human species has been holding back its full potential, Dr. O-Young concluded. And now something is releasing that potential. General Baek-Su was dealing with more practical concerns. As news of the awakening sites spread through secret channels, he was organizing humanity's response to the growing alien threat. We need to secure as many sites as possible before the aliens can destroy them, he told his officers. Each site contains technology and personnel we need for the coming war. Captain Shin Jae was leading these secret missions. His Special Forces teams were trained to locate and secure awakening sites while avoiding alien detection. The sites seemed to respond to human presence, he reported after his third successful mission. The closer humans get, the faster they activate. His teams had found hidden facilities on 7 different planets, each containing advanced technology that seemed impossibly sophisticated. Ships that could become invisible, weapons that disrupted alien neural systems, and manufacturing equipment that could build anything from raw materials. But the aliens were also taking action. Agent Cho Min reported that the Zephyrian Alliance was mobilizing their full military force. They're calling it Operation Memory Cleanse, he transmitted from deep within enemy territory. They plan to use an improved version of their timeline erasure, weapon to remove humanity completely from existence. The message was deeply concerning. Unlike the first time, when they had only exiled humanity, this time, the aliens planned total extinction. Back on Kepler 442b, Empress Go-Yun was coordinating the global awakening through the ancient communication network. Each newly activated site provided more resources and more awakened humans from the First Empire. The situation is both better and worse than I expected, she told Dr. Han Wu. We have more sites active than I dared hope, but the enemy is stronger than they were 50,000 years ago. The aliens had used their 50 millennia of dominance to build massive military forces and develop new technologies. They also had the advantage of controlling most of the galaxy's resources. But we have advantages too, Go-Yun continued. Modern. Humans are more resilient than our ancestors. You've learned to survive and adapt under difficult conditions. Combined with ancient knowledge, you may be stronger than the original empire. Kim Sol was experiencing this firsthand. Her ability to understand ancient languages had expanded to include alien languages as well. She could now read Zephyrian, military communications, and understand their battle plans. They're afraid, she reported after monitoring alien transmissions. Their own records show that humans were always superior in individual combat and innovation. They only won before through betrayal and surprise. Commander Li Na was studying the military capabilities of the awakening sites. These weapons and ships are incredible, but we still need time to train people to use them properly. That problem was solving itself in an unexpected way. Humans who spent time near the ancient technology found themselves instinctively understanding how to operate it. The genetic memory awakening included technical knowledge. It's like the machines are teaching us, reported Chief Engineer Park Min from one of the newly discovered sites. I've never seen this technology before, but somehow I know exactly how to repair and improve it. Dr. Lim Tae had been studying this phenomenon from Earth. The ancient humans designed their technology to interface directly with human genetic patterns, he explained. It literally reads our DNA and adjusts itself to work with our natural abilities. This gave humanity a crucial advantage. While aliens could steal human technology, they could not fully use it. The machines worked best with human operators, and some would not work for aliens at all. High Sage No Jun emerged from a stasis chamber on the planet Kepler 438c. Unlike the others, he was not a soldier or engineer, but a philosopher and strategic thinker from the ancient empire. "The question is not whether we can win this war," he told the assembled human leaders through the communication network. "The question is what kind of galaxy we want to create when we do win." His point was important. The ancient empire had been benevolent, helping other species rather than conquering them. But after 50,000 years of alien oppression, many humans wanted revenge. "We must be careful not to become the enemy we're fighting," No June warned. "The strength of humanity has always been our ability to lift others up, not tear them down." Meanwhile, some alien species were making a difficult choice. Commander Park Sue was a Corallian officer who had discovered the truth about her species' history. The Corallians had been one of the species uplifted by ancient humanity. "My ancestors lived in caves before humans taught them agriculture and engineering," she told her crew. "Everything we are, we owe to them." She was not alone. Across the galaxy, individuals from various species were learning the true history and choosing to side with humanity. They formed underground networks, providing intelligence and safe passage for human operations. But these defectors were a small minority. Most aliens either believed the official history or were too afraid to oppose their governments. The situation reached a crisis point when Admiral Park Jin received an ultimatum from the Galactic Council. "All human archaeological activities must cease immediately," the message stated. "Any humans found in possession of ancient artifacts will be detained indefinitely." "They're forcing our hand," Admiral Park Jin told Earth Command. "We either comply and give up the sites, or we openly defy the galactic government." The decision was made quickly. Earth Command authorized General Beck Sue to accelerate the awakening process and prepare for open conflict. "All human ships are ordered to locate and secure awakening sites," the general commanded. "Use any means necessary to protect these facilities from alien interference." Captain Shin Jae's forces were already engaged in this mission when they encountered their first major opposition. A Zephyrian battle group had arrived at the planet Kepler 296f just as a human site was beginning to activate. "They're demanding we surrender the facility," Shin Jae reported. "I'm refusing. The site contains too many sleeping humans to abandon." The standoff lasted 6 hours before the Zephyrians opened fire. It was the first battle of the new war, and it ended with the complete destruction of the alien battle group. "Their weapons barely scratched our shields," Shin Jae reported with amazement. "The ancient defensive technology is far more advanced than anything they have, but the victory came with a cost. The open attack meant that the secret phase of the conflict was over. The galaxy now knew that humanity was reclaiming its ancient heritage." Empress Go-Yoon addressed all awakened humans through the communication network. "The war has begun again," she announced. "But this time, we will not be caught by surprise. This time, we will not show mercy to those who betrayed us." The ancient sites across the galaxy hummed with activity as sleeping humans continued to awaken and dormant technology came online. The galaxy was about to remember what it meant to face humanity at full strength, and the aliens who had spent 50,000 years ruling over stolen human achievements were about to learn that some debts can never be forgiven. The war exploded across the galaxy within days of the first battle. Human sites that had been hidden for 50,000 years suddenly revealed themselves, emerging from dimensional pockets with fleets of ships that defied all known physics. The largest of these was the ancient capital ship Soul's Pride, which materialized near Earth carrying Fleet Admiral Ryu Bin and 10,000 awakened humans from the First Empire. "By the ancestors," Admiral Park Jin whispered as he watched the massive vessel approach Earth. The ship was larger than Earth's largest space station, yet it moved with the grace of a fighter craft. "This is Fleet Admiral Ryu Bin of the Imperial Navy," came the transmission. "I request permission to dock with Earth Command. We have much work to do." The reunion between ancient and modern humanity was emotional for everyone involved. The awakened humans were amazed by how far their descendants had come despite losing their technology. Modern humans were overwhelmed by the advanced knowledge their ancestors possessed. "You survived 50,000 years without the Empire's support," Admiral Ryu Bin told the Earth Command officers. "That shows a strength we didn't know humans possessed." But there was no time for long celebrations. Across the galaxy, the Zephyrian Alliance was mobilizing the largest military force in galactic history. They had united dozens of species under a single command structure with one goal: the complete extinction of humanity. Captain Yun Hai found herself commanding a mixed squadron of ancient and modern ships. The ancient vessels were incredibly powerful, but they needed modern human crews who understood current galactic conditions. "The enemy has changed their tactics since the old Empire," she reported during her first major engagement. "They're using coordinated swarm attacks instead of traditional fleet formations. The ancient humans had to adapt quickly to 50,000 years of military evolution. Fortunately, human adaptability remained one of their greatest strengths." High Sage No Jun established himself on Earth to help coordinate the human response, but he immediately noticed a problem that concerned him deeply. "There is too much anger among our people," he told Dr. Han Wu during a strategy meeting. "Both ancient and modern humans want revenge for what was done to us." This anger was understandable. The awakened humans remembered the betrayal as if it had happened yesterday. Modern humans were furious to learn that their entire species had been victims of genocide and historical erasure. "Some of our commanders are advocating for the complete destruction of alien civilizations," No Jun continued. "That is not the human way. We have always been builders, not destroyers." But the war was forcing difficult choices. When the Zephyrians attacked the human colony on New Sol, killing 2 million civilians, calls for revenge became impossible to ignore. Dr. Oh Young was working frantically to help humans adapt to their awakening genetic potential. The process was accelerating under the stress of war, and some humans were developing abilities that seemed almost superhuman. Enhanced reflexes, improved problem-solving, natural resistance to alien weapons, she reported to Earth Command. "The human body is unlocking capabilities we didn't know existed." Commander Park Soo had gathered other alien defectors into a small but effective resistance force. They provided crucial intelligence about enemy movements and safe passage for human operations. "Many of my people want to help," she told General Baek Soo during a secret meeting. "But they're afraid. The Zephyrians execute anyone suspected of supporting humans." Her information proved invaluable when she revealed the location of the enemy's ultimate weapon, an improved version of the timeline erasure device that had been used against the First Empire. "They call it the Null Generator," she explained. "It can erase not just individuals but entire species from the timeline. They plan to use it to make humanity never have existed at all." This news changed everything. If the aliens succeeded, not only would current humanity be destroyed, but all human influence throughout history would be erased. Earth itself might cease to exist. Agent Cho Min was deep inside enemy territory, gathering intelligence on the Null Generator's location. His reports painted a grim picture. "The device is hidden in the Zephyrian home system, protected by their entire fleet," he transmitted. "But worse, they've already begun the charging process. We have perhaps 3 weeks before they can fire it." Fleet Admiral Ryu Bin gathered all available human forces for the most desperate mission in their species' history. They would have to strike at the heart of the enemy empire and destroy the weapon before it could be used. "This will not be like our previous battles," he told the assembled fleet commanders. "We will be outnumbered 1,000 to 1, attacking the most heavily defended system in the galaxy." Captain Shin Jae volunteered to lead the advance force. His mission was to infiltrate the Zephyrian home system and disable the outer defenses before the main fleet arrived. "We'll only get one chance at this," he told his team. "If we fail, humanity ceases to exist." The ancient ship technologies gave them advantages the enemy didn't expect. Human vessels could phase in and out of normal space, becoming temporarily invisible and intangible. They could also interface directly with their crew's minds, responding to thought as quickly as physical controls. But the aliens had advantages too. 50,000 years of preparation had given them weapons specifically designed to fight humans. They had studied every battle from the original war and developed counters to human tactics. The first major battle took place at the Corallian border, where a human fleet led by Captain Yun Hai engaged a massive alien armada. "They're using neural disruptors," she reported as alien weapons began affecting her crew's minds. The ancient records didn't mention this technology. The battle was brutal, with losses on both sides. But humanity's ability to adapt in combat proved decisive. Within hours, human engineers had developed countermeasures to the neural weapons. Empress Go-Yun was coordinating the war effort from the restored command center on Kepler 442b. The facility had been expanded into a massive military complex, housing millions of awakened humans and the most advanced technology in the galaxy. "We are winning individual battles," she reported to the human leadership, "but we cannot sustain this level of conflict indefinitely. The enemy has more ships and more soldiers than we do." Dr. Lim Tae proposed a radical solution. "What if we don't try to match them ship for ship? What if we use our technological advantages to strike at their command structure directly?" His plan involved using dimensional phase technology to transport small teams directly onto enemy command ships. It was incredibly dangerous, but it offered the possibility of ending the war quickly. The first test of this strategy came when Admiral Park Jin authorized a strike on the Nexian fleet headquarters. A team of 12 humans phased directly onto the enemy flagship and seized control within minutes. "The aliens can't fight what they can't see or touch," reported the mission commander. "Their weapons pass right through us when we're phased." But the enemy adapted quickly, as they always did. Within days, they had developed phase detection equipment and energy fields that could disrupt human dimensional technology. The war escalated to levels that threatened to tear the galaxy apart. Entire star systems became battlefields as both sides committed everything to the conflict. "We're approaching the point of no return," High Sage No Jun warned. "If this continues, the galaxy will be so damaged that neither humans nor aliens will be able to live in it." But there was no choice. The null generator continued charging, and intelligence reports suggested the Zephyrians were preparing for their final attack. The decisive moment came when Commander Park Soo brought news that changed everything. "I've found other alien species who want to rebel against the Zephyrian alliance," she reported. "They're tired of being controlled and want their freedom back." These species had been dominated by the Zephyrians for thousands of years, forced to provide resources and soldiers for wars they didn't support. The human resistance offered them hope for liberation. "If we can coordinate a galaxy-wide rebellion," General Bak Soo realized, "we can force the Zephyrians to fight on multiple fronts while we attack the null generator." The plan was ambitious beyond anything ever attempted. Humanity would have to trust former enemies while preparing for the most important battle in galactic history. As human fleets gathered for the final assault on the Zephyrian home system, the awakened humans felt the weight of 50,000 years of exile. This would be their chance for justice, but also their chance to prove that humanity deserved to lead the galaxy once again. The Ancient Ones had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same. The final battle began in the outer regions of the Zephyrian home system, where Captain Shin Jae's advance force encountered defenses unlike anything they had seen before. The entire system was surrounded by artificial constructs that could detect and attack ships across multiple dimensions. "They've turned their whole solar system into a weapon," Shin Jae reported as his ships came under massive bombardment. "We're going to need everything we have to get through this." Fleet Admiral Ryu Bin brought the main human fleet out of dimensional phase just outside the defensive perimeter. The sight was overwhelming. Thousands of human ships, ancient and modern, facing millions of alien vessels protecting their most important world. "All ships, this is Admiral Ryu Bin. His voice carried across the fleet communications. 50,000 years ago, our people were betrayed and erased from history. Today, we reclaim our rightful place in the galaxy. The battle that followed was the largest in galactic history. Human ships phased in and out of normal space, striking at enemy formations before disappearing again. Ancient weapons that had been silent for millennia roared back to life, cutting through alien defenses like they were made of paper. But the aliens were not helpless. Their neural disruptors targeted human minds directly, and they deployed gravitational weapons that could crush ships regardless of their defensive shields. At the heart of the system, on the Zephyrian capital world, the null generator was reaching full power. Dr. Lim Tay had calculated that they had less than 6 hours before the weapon could fire. Meanwhile, throughout the galaxy, the rebellion that Commander Park Soo had organized was succeeding beyond all expectations. Dozens of alien species rose up against Zephyrian control, forcing the enemy to divide their forces. The Corallians have liberated their home system, reported Intelligence Officer Agent Cho Min from his position inside enemy territory. The Nexians are declaring independence from the Alliance. The Zephyrians are losing control of half their empire. But none of that would matter if the null generator fired successfully. Dr. Han Wu had accepted his role as the heir to the ancient imperial throne. The genetic memories were fully awakened now, and he could remember the original empire as clearly as his own childhood. "I know where the null generator is located," he told the assault team. "It's in the same place where our ancestors built the first Galactic Senate. They've been using our own meeting hall to plan our destruction." The irony was bitter, but it also provided an advantage. The awakened humans knew the layout of the ancient buildings better than their current occupants. Captain Yoon Hai led the final assault on the capital world. Her mixed squadron of ancient and modern ships broke through the planetary defenses, after a brutal fight that cost them half their vessels. "Landing zones are hot," she reported, as her troops deployed onto the planet's surface. "But we're on the ground and moving toward the target." The surface battle was unlike anything in recorded history. Human soldiers with awakened genetic enhancements fought alongside ancient warriors who remembered 50,000 years of combat experience. They faced alien defenders using stolen human technology against its original creators. Empress Go Yun had left her command post to join the final assault personally. "Some things are too important to command from a distance," she told Dr. Han Wu as they fought their way through the ancient Senate building. The null generator chamber was protected by the most advanced defenses the Zephyrians could create. Energy barriers, robotic guards, and weapons that attacked on both physical and dimensional levels. But the humans had one advantage their enemies had forgotten about. The building itself recognized its original creators. "The security systems are responding to our presence," Kim Sol reported with amazement as ancient doors opened at their approach. "The building remembers us. They fought through the final defenders and reached the null generator chamber with minutes to spare." The weapon was a massive construction that filled an entire room, crackling with energy that seemed to bend space and time around itself. "How do we destroy it?" Commander Li Na asked, studying the alien additions to what had once been human technology. "We don't destroy it," Dr. Han Wu realized, his ancient memories providing the answer. "We turn it back on them." The null generator was built around an ancient human device that had been designed to explore alternate timelines. The aliens had corrupted it into a weapon, but its original programming was still there, hidden beneath layers of alien modifications. Working together, the human team began reversing the alien changes. Kim Sol translated the control systems back to their original language. Dr. Lim Tay recalibrated the targeting systems. Han Wu used his Imperial access codes to override the alien programming. 10 minutes until the weapon fires automatically, Go Yun announced, watching the countdown displays. Outside the chamber, the battle for the planet continued. Human forces were pushing the defenders back, but at enormous cost. Captain Shin Jae reported that they were running out of time and troops. 5 minutes, Go Yoon said. Han Wu's hands moved across the ancient control panels with growing confidence. The Imperial memories were fully active now, and he could feel the weight of ruling a galactic empire. "I've got control of the targeting system," he announced, "but I need to make a choice. The weapon could be fired at the Zephyrian Alliance, erasing them from the timeline as they had erased humanity. It would be perfect justice, and it would ensure that humans never face this threat again. But it would also mean the complete destruction of billions of innocent beings who had been born after the original betrayal." 2 minutes, Go Yoon said. "Hi." Sage No Jun's voice came over the communication system from the orbiting fleet. "Remember who we are, Emperor Li Kang. We are humans. We build, we don't destroy." Han Wu looked at the targeting controls. He could target the Zephyrian leadership, the military commanders who had planned this genocide, or he could target the entire species, or he could do something else entirely. 1 minute. "I'm not targeting anyone," Han Wu announced, his hands moving to different controls. "I'm targeting the weapon itself. Instead of erasing the Zephyrians from the timeline, he programmed the null generator to erase the concept of timeline erasure weapons from history. Not just this device, but the very idea of such weapons would be removed from the galaxy's development. 30 seconds. "Will that work?" Kim Sol asked. "I don't know," Han Wu admitted. "But it's what humans should do." The weapon fired, not outward at its targets, but inward at itself. The energy that would have erased humanity instead erased the technology that made such erasure possible. The effect was immediate and dramatic. Throughout the galaxy, every timeline erasure device that had ever been built simply ceased to exist. The knowledge of how to build them vanished from every mind that held it. The Zephyrian Alliance found themselves suddenly without their ultimate weapon, facing a fully awakened humanity with no way to erase them from history. The war ended within days. Without their super weapon, the Zephyrians could not match human technology or the growing rebellion throughout their former empire. Species after species declared independence and asked to join the new Galactic Federation that humanity was establishing. But the most important moment came when the Zephyrian leadership, defeated and surrounded, asked for terms. Emperor Li Kang, as Han Wu was now known, met with them in the same chamber where their weapon had been destroyed. "You could erase us," the Zephyrian Chancellor said bitterly. "You have weapons that could destroy our entire species." "Yes," Li Kang agreed. "We could, but we won't." Instead, he offered them the same choice that humans had given their ancestors 50,000 years ago. Join a galactic community based on cooperation and mutual growth, or face isolation from the benefits of that community. "We will not repeat the mistakes of the past," Li Kang announced to the galaxy. "Humanity returns not as conquerors, but as teachers and guides. Any species that chooses peace will find friends among us. Any species that chooses war will find that humanity has learned much about defending itself." The new Galactic Federation was established with Earth as its capital and Emperor Li Kang as its first leader. But unlike the ancient empire, this federation included representatives from every member species. 10 years later, Captain Yoon Hai stood on the bridge of her exploration ship, preparing to lead the first expedition beyond the galaxy's edge. The new Federation had brought unprecedented peace and prosperity, and humanity was ready to explore what lay beyond. "Contact approaching from Galactic Core," her communications officer reported. On the screen appeared a figure that made Yoon Hai smile. It was Empress Go Yoon, now serving as the Federation's cultural advisor. "The outer galaxies are waiting," Go Yoon said with a smile. "Are you ready to discover what other ancient peoples might be out there?" As her ship jumped to faster-than-light speed, Yoon Hai reflected on how much had changed. Humanity had reclaimed its place as the galaxy's elder species, but more importantly, they had learned to use that position wisely. The Ancient Ones had returned, and the galaxy was better for it. In the end, the greatest victory was not the defeat of their enemies, but the choice to be better than those enemies had ever been. Humanity had proven that true strength came not from the power to destroy, but from the wisdom to build something better.